This is a feel-good story and definitely an idea considering the economy that we live right now. My best friend and I bought a home and raised our kids together for a few years. It was like a sitcom. Like many aha moments, the idea was sparked by a casual throwaway line. In 2001, my best friend and I had been on our usual long distance phone call chatting about everything from Hollywood gossip to our life goals, as well as a new topic, my pregnancy. We talked every day, and I was sharing updates about the initial stages, even though she lived on the other side of the country in New Jersey. She was just as excited as I was for my impending bundle of joy, maybe even more so because of her lifelong love of kids. During our conversations, one of us said, "We should get a house together." While it was said casually at first, it was an idea that resonated with the both of us. We started to bounce it around more seriously and quickly realized it was possible. It started to feel like something we could actually do. Buying a home allowed us to combine resources. She had a young daughter and was a single mom working long hours as the director of publicity at a record label. I was a soon to be single mom, freaking out over motherhood, both excited and scared about the prospect of taking care of something with two legs instead of four. We could raise our kids together, pool our resources, time, and money while navigating home ownership. Home ownership is perhaps the fastest path to creating generational wealth, and buying a home with a friend cuts your expenses in half, including property taxes and home repairs. We discussed living in a duplex, which would allow us to have our space and privacy with a built in bestie only one flight of stairs away. I thought it could be my forever home, one I could leave for my daughter. At the time, it had been almost a decade since my bestie and I lived in the same state. But the summer of 2001, I sold my condo in Cali and moved back to my home state of New Jersey. It felt like getting the band back together. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and I decided moving back to Jersey for a home court advantage before I gave birth would be best. Buying a house with a friend is a huge investment. To make it work, communication was key. We made a list of must-haves for our new home. We were looking for a duplex with identical interior layouts with an enclosed garage and a backyard. Additionally, we wanted to be close to Manhattan because of her commute, and plenty of suburbs in New Jersey would meet that requirement. We spent our weekends going to open houses and saw lots of properties that had almost everything. However, I was getting nervous. It was the fall of 2001, and I was due at the beginning of 2002. I wanted us to be set up in our new place before the baby came without settling. We finally found the perfect house in Maplewood, New Jersey in late fall. It was an upstairs and downstairs two-bedroom duplex. The units had enclosed porches, and we could use that as home offices. Maplewood was an idyllic, artsy community with a few train stops away from Manhattan. Once we closed on the property, we had trouble getting the tenants out of the upper unit, which was my new home. Even though they had been given notice that the property had been sold, they hadn't found another place to live. After they finally left, I moved in with less than a month to spare before I gave birth. By buying a duplex together, we could give our kids the suburban lifestyle that would have been more challenging to attain if either of us had tried to do it on our own. And let's face it, you need your girls when you're going through tough times. Now, my BFF lived downstairs. It was great. I remember almost wanting to give up on breastfeeding because my milk wasn't flowing. One time, we convened in my kitchen for a dead of night commiseration that only a best friend would be willing to participate. Now, instead of a disembodied voice on a long distance phone call, we were face to face at my kitchen table. She encouraged me to keep trying. And before the sun came up, my baby was latching on, and she continued to breastfeed for the next 18 months. Those first few years together were like a sitcom, kind of like Golden Girls with kids. I think my daughter's first or second words were downstairs. I'm just going to skip to the end. She's just talking about some of the memories they had together. She says, "Those were probably the best first few years I could have asked for as a new mother. Being able to share the hopes and fears of being a new mom and having a safety net of having a friend within reach was priceless." Now, I bring this up. Why? Because we are in very tenuous times as far as the economy. The social atmosphere is kind of jacked up, and women are coming up with different opportunities, different ways of being. And pouring into your friendships and pouring into your children is a great way to be and live. So just shining a light on this and promoting a happy story that has some different ways, different varieties of things that we can think about if you are a single mother or want to have a family but still need that support system. Jump in the comments. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, share.